Finally, after months of waiting, I will get to introduce you to Steven Seagull. Hey everyone, Vince here from AutoIndustriya.com, and today I'm bringing you, finally, the BYD Seagull, the EV that is gonna democratize it for every one of us, because they are marketing this as a sub 1 million peso, the price a little bit later, EV that you can take home, drive anywhere, take on the highway, especially with a range of 300 kilometers. Now, the Seagull comes from BYD, or Build Your Dreams, an EV company, actually primarily a battery company that is based out of Shenzhen in China. And when they started venturing into EVs, it's something that really clicked all around the world because they've got one of the best battery technologies available in the market. They call it the Blade, and we've seen just how proven that battery system is. So, the Seagull, as you can see, it's a hatchback, but what a stylishly done hatchback. Now you have to become used to hatchbacks, particularly basic ones, looking rather bare, rather simple, but not the Seagull. You can see it with the front end. Now, does it remind you of something in the way it looks? Well, the designer of the Seagull, particularly with BYD, used to work for a certain Italian company, Italian car company. Exotic cars, supercars. Maybe we should call it the Lambiwaydini or the Sea Bull. Whatever the case, it's a very sharp looking hatchback, part of BYD's Ocean series, hence the name Seagull. So it's got these nice LED headlights with the way they do the details there. Very, very well done. Same with the front end. And I have to say, in the color, I mean, they call this sprout green. They also have white and black, but I'd rather call it like highlighter green. It just stands out when you see one on the road. But one unique thing here, when you look at the wipers, it's a one piece, very racer-ish. In terms of length, the BYD Seagull is just under 3.8 meters long. That puts it in the same size category like your Mitsubishi Mirage, Wigo, thereabouts, Brio actually, more along those ranges. And when you look at it, it's actually really nice and small. It's easy to park. I think I can fit maybe 4 of these in my garage where my Navara cannot actually fit. But looking at the car, you see it's very, very stylish, the way they do the color, the interplay with the black. They even have that detail down there with Blade battery spelled out there. Very different, very unique. They really are proud of it, just as they should be. But the key here is going to be the wheelbase, because a longer wheelbase is something this has compared to a lot of other vehicles of the same size, 2.5 meters. What that allows you is, well, a 5-door configuration and also more space underneath for a larger battery. The version they have here has a range of 300 kilometers, which is actually really good for a vehicle of this size. It has NFC right here, meaning you can tap it with your key card so you can open the door, unlock the car, no problem. But what we really like is going to be this. It's a 5-door, not a 3-door. And for adults, 4 full-size adults, it's gonna be much easier to get in and out of the vehicle. Hey, that's a nice interior. More on that later. So back to the design. The way they did the rear is very neat. I mean, you do have to make sure that your vehicle stands out. BYD does that very well. Again, with the color, the way they do the black, and this full width LED taillight. It just looks really neat. And the way they shape the rear is actually nice and wide here. Very, very sporty in the way it looks. Now, earlier versions of the Seagull had Build Your Dream spelled out here, but what they do now is just BYD, and they have Seagull over there, EV right here. You're not gonna find any tailpipes down there because it is a pure electric vehicle. You will find another reflector there. Now, when we pop open the tailgate, you'll notice that it's actually got quite a bit of space for such a small car. The measurements right now is about 21.5 inches from here to there and about 40 inches wide, and the opening is about 34 thereabouts. Now, when it comes to expandable cargo space, you can push this down and it pushes the entire space that you have to around 930 liters. With the seats up, it's about 230. And when it comes to the maximum length, you've got about 54 inches right there. We'll have all the metric conversions for you right about now. Now, when you look inside here, you will find this is your tire repair kit, which is nice and actually nice and bagged over here. Looks like a tripod. And then right here, we have the V2L as well as the mobile charger. But what the BYD Seagull is supplied with right now, this, thank you Christian, this is your wall box. It's already included in the vehicle. You can have it installed in your home, or maybe if your condo association will allow you to install one there. Now you may think that just because the vehicle is only 3.8, just a little bit under 3.8 meters long, that is not going to be great in space, but really it is nice in here. Now when you sit here, it does feel a bit cozy, but there's a lot of leg room, there's a lot of compartments. Even when I sat in the back, it's very spacious back there. You can kind of really stretch out so long as you spread out the space evenly amongst all the seats in the vehicle, especially if you have taller occupants in the back. But all things considered, it is quite a spacious micro compact or mini compact vehicle overall, and lots of storage. Like you have this big tray here, right underneath this floating console with 2 cup holders and a place for your smart key. But the great part, my phone can rest right here, perfectly ergonomic on this wireless charger, which is rather cool. And then you have a glove compartment here full of your registration, receipts and stuff. Compartments on the door, and I already mentioned the abundance of space in the back. But the part that will really get you into the BYD Seagull is the design. Now, they've got this really nice winged dashboard design to represent the Seagull. It's something we see in a lot of other BYD models, this attention to detail to make it rather unique in its segment, and we see it here. Check out how they did the top of the dash, the way they did this surface here, which is nice and tactile, by the way it feels. It certainly feels more than the price tag would allow. And then you play around with the steering wheel. It's got a flat bottom, looks very sporty, even has the baseball stitch in a thread that's like matching the exterior color of the vehicle. Very nice. Then you look here on the left, you do have your controls for your cruise control, because this one does get DiPilot or DiPilot, which is BYD's advanced safety system. We'll list all of the features here available with the DiPilot system of the BYD, but needless to say, it is nice that it does come with cruise control, even though it's not the adaptive kind. On the right, you have controls for your Bluetooth, your volume, and all that. But what's great is when you start playing around with some of the features of the vehicle. Now, right in front of you, you've got this full digital screen here, which displays your range, your temperatures, your consumption, all that stuff displayed right there. Very easy and very out of the way. So you can just look down while you're driving, get all the information you need. Now to the central part of the dashboard. So you do have AC vents down here, which has this nice tab, which also matches the exterior color of the vehicle. You have controls here, which are nice and arrayed in a cylinder kind of fashion. It's kind of unique to what they're doing here. It looks very cool. You have your transmission control here. So you reverse. When you push it up, it goes to the rear view camera. When you push it down, you go into drive, which is very useful. And then you push here to put it back into park. Now you do have your drive modes here, terrain modes, traction, all that. And then you have your auto brake hold here, useful in traffic. Hazard button right there. And then you have the AC on, all that. And then volume control right here. And to turn on and off the audio system, you press that right there, which is nice. Now, when we look at the main screen here, you've got several things going for you. For one, you got navigation here. And by the way, it's not Waze, it's not Google Maps, it's its own built-in thing. And it looks very, very nice and clear, even has a 3D view of the buildings around you. Now, back to the main screen, Spotify built in. your audio system, your radio right there, and then you swipe, and then you can go look at all the other functions of the vehicle. It has wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Yes, you can hook up to the USB-C down there or the USB port. Actually, only the USB port for the data mode, but if you can do it wirelessly, why not, right? So also, being that the way they positioned the wireless charger is very close to the AC, you can really nice and keep it cool while it's there on the wireless charging pad. Very forward thinking right there. When we open Android Auto, yes, it is very much functional, very nice and nice and easy to use. So let's go around the area. Very easy to use. The touchscreen here is really good. So that is something we really appreciate with what BYD is doing when it comes to the tech side. Now, what else do we see here? All kinds of other functions, the smart charging, the manual. You should really read that if it's something that you find. But the climate control is also right here on the screen. So to control the temperature inside the vehicle, you press this button. Now that brings up this control panel here, and you can adjust the temperature as you so wish. Same with that. And then adjust the fan speed if you want, depending on what you want to do and how hot the day is. But the best part is you don't have to go into this screen to be able to do that, because you can just use your Scout's Honor, which is basically 3 fingertips swiping left and right or up and down. So in this configuration, let's say you're in the main screen, you want it to be a little bit warmer, you can put your 3 fingertips there and then oh wait, not that way, there, and there you go. If you want it a little bit warmer, right there, put it up to L8, or you can go to hot. I don't want to do that. Let's put it back down to level 1, which is, or the cold one. And then if you want the fan speed to be a little bit weaker, you can bring it down to, let's say, 1. And see, nice and quiet. The other way you can adjust this is to use your BYD assistant. So let's try it now. I hope I get this right. Hi BYD. It's a little too warm.
Got it. Increasing fan speed by 1.
All right. Hi BYD. Maximum fan speed, please.
Unfortunately, I can't help you with that.
Aww. Fine. I guess I'm gonna have to use Scout's Honor for this one. Great. Now, shall we take the BYD Seagull out for a little bit of a drive to give you some impressions? Let's go. The best part about any electric vehicle, including the Seagull, is the instant torque, like here. Now, it doesn't have gobs of torque like some of the other more powerful EVs, but it certainly is plenty for something of this size and this kind of weight. So when you're going from stoplight to stoplight traffic, just point and squirt, the vehicle goes. 0 to 50, they're quoting it at around 4.9 seconds. And that seems fairly accurate for something like this. But the best part is that even when you're driving it around, there's not much vibration. The vibrations you would feel here are really from the road. And the suspension of the Seagull is nicely suited for comfort on our kind of roads. And the reason there's not much vibration from an EV is because these vehicles, these do not have any pistons, valves, or anything that reciprocates to cause vibration. So meaning when you're on a road trip, it's very smooth and you're gonna make fewer stops to the PP brake. And that's the great thing about this. And by the way, you really can road trip with this car because your range is 300. I mean, what's Baguio? 250? Hopefully we can put that to the test very soon. And when it comes to the range anxiety and access to chargers, you've got it with this vehicle because it uses a Type 2 charger with CCS, so it enables you to use the growing network of Ayala AC mobility chargers all around the country with your BYD Seagull. That's really the advantage of this vehicle and BYD with Ayala in general. Because BYD has the cars, Ayala, AC Mobility, they have the infrastructure and the national footprint to be able to expand EV chargers for you to use. So when you drive around, you can rest and be assured that your vehicle is going to be compatible with the chargers already available all around the Ayala malls. So you can plug in, you can download the Evro app, and you can actually know in real time whether a charger is available. I actually used that app a couple of months ago. Very, very useful. So yes, Type 2 charging, easy to use on this one. You've also got DC fast charging, which enables you to do around 20% to 80% in about 30 minutes. You know what? We'll have all the numbers there for you. BYD Philippines really has something interesting with the Seagull. And I want to thank BYD Global City for lending us this car because, yeah, we've been wanting to try it out for a while and now we get a chance to. So now let's go back to our home base so we can crunch a few numbers because the numbers on this BYD Seagull are very interesting and, if anything, quite compelling. So before the rain comes down, let me give you some numbers. In terms of range, this can do 300 kilometers on the battery pack it has right now. But when it comes to warranty, that is something really impressive because they're gonna make it compelling. Remember, 688. 6 years warranty for the vehicle bumper to bumper, 8 years warranty for the battery, and 8 years warranty for the 8-in-1 electric motor combination pack they have going on right there. BYD really is flexing when it comes to the Seagull. But the most important part is the price. Now, I actually heard that there's gonna be an intro price for the BYD Seagull. If there is, it should be right up here, or there, or everywhere. Guys, let me know what you think of the pricing of the BYD Seagull. This is Vince of AutoIndustriya.com. Thank you for watching, and man, I can't wait to try this out. Oh, by the way, one more number, 5. You can use this 5 days a week. No coding.